Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a great show for you guys tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I've decided kind of last minute that I'm going to be doing a theme month. So this month I'll be doing Masters Teas. And Masters Teas is a kind of separate collection of Adagio. Snea, welcome! A separate collection of Adagio teas where they put out their best products under the Masters logo. So I've got my four ready, and this is going to be an interesting one. The first one is called Darjeeling Spring Tip. That's the one that we're doing today, and I can't wait to get into it because it's smelling incredible. But on the list, in no particular order because I haven't decided which one I'm going to do next, I've got Fujian Silver Needle, Fujian Tiquan Yin, and Formosa Alishan, which I can't wait to get through because these are like these are the high-end teas. I've never had these other three. I have not had it. But yeah, like I had a few of their teas, the Masters blends, and they were really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this because this is really incredible. A master tasting, master collection tea. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a master taster though. Gamer, welcome. I see you out of the corner of my eye. For those of you who don't know, I'm also streaming on Twitch, and it's right over here. So that's why when I look, that's where I'm looking. So anyway, I have brewed this tea, and it smells incredible. So I'm going to jump right in because I cannot wait any longer. Oh, really, really nice. Ooh, sweet. Not sweet in the sweet, not sweet in the sugar sweet sense, but it's sweet for a black tea. Let me backtrack a little bit. This tea is from Darjeeling region of India, and they tend to be a lighter tasting black tea, and they're lighter in oxidation, so you get a nice well-rounded flavor, but not too heavy, not too astringent most of the time, depending on how well you brew it. And this is like really, really nice. It's very, very soft for a black tea. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys what it looks like. This does not look like a black tea. It's actually pretty green. I don't know if the colors are coming through are coming through very well by internet, but this is actually a really, really light oxidized black tea. So you're not getting like that full, hearty, sometimes harsh flavor. You're getting a good mellow blend. Ooh, my glasses are fogging up. It's got a really nice mouthfeel too. It's slightly vegetal, but nothing too overpowering. I'm getting a nice, soft texture on my palate, and as I run the tip of the palate of my tongue over the roof of my mouth, I have a slight feeling in there. It might just be that I burnt my tongue a little bit, but that, I mean, goes with the territory. But I'm getting a nice, smooth mouthfeel in there. And it's kind of like a woody, kind of nutty smell to it, too. I was trying to place it before, and it took a while. But I have this kind of like it's earthy and slightly oats. Like it kind of has like an oatmeal kind of scent to it. Oh, that's good. It's too hot to keep it in my mouth for very long. I'll wait a little while until it cools off. So later on in the stream, I'll be able to do the Thomas taste. But in this particular moment, it's really nice. It's really smooth. I'm kind of getting like this graininess to it that has like a malty kind of taste to it, or kind of texture, I should say. And I'm only doing it like a little bit at a time because, like, it's still too hot to take a full swig, but it's still doing pretty well. Hey Ma, welcome. I saw you pop in there. Oh, that is really nice. I'm getting a nice. What's the temperature that I brewed it? I brewed it at 212, but I also understeeped it. I only kept it in. I only kept it in the water for 3 minutes. I could have gotten away with 2 and still gotten a nice, well-rounded flavor. There is a slight astringency starting to come out. Very, very slight, but it's there. I can notice it. That just means I kind of just burnt the leaf a little bit, but it's not terrible. Sometimes when you burn a tea and you get that really bitter, soapy taste to it, that can put people off tea for forever because they don't realize that that's not the way that it's supposed to taste. I purposefully underbrewed this because of the color and because of the scent of the leaves. Because they were still quite green, I didn't want to burn it. So I think I got it at the right level, where it's on the verge of burning, but not quite. So I think I stopped this just in time. Luckily, I didn't follow the general rule, which is 5 minutes at 212 degrees, because otherwise I'd be drinking a whole lot of bitter, and that is not a good feel. But once you get the hang of judging a tea by scent, by sight, by feel of the leaf, then you can get an idea of what kind of brewing instructions are right for you. Is it possible this tea was mislabeled? I didn't go by the label. Let's see. It says here. That's 180 degrees. There's a little sticker here that is hiding. There it goes. Okay, so it should have been 180 degrees. So I was right to understeep it, but I understeeped it as far as time is concerned and not temperature. Which is still, I mean, like, you can even it out. I think that if I had done a 2-minute steep, it would be even better. But right now, it's still really good. Even over steeped slightly, you don't get that harsh flavor that you would get. So, sorry, I forgot to mention, it's 180 degrees at 3 minutes. So yeah, I still kind of burned the leaf. Which, yeah, I should have gone by the instructions, but you know me, typical guy. I'm like, whatever. Who needs instructions? Like, nah, I'm good. I got this. I'm paying for it a little bit. I mean, you know, I do admit that it is slightly astringent, but it's not too bad. And I freely take the blame for it, because this should not have been the full 212. But at least I knew better than to do it at 5 minutes, because that would have probably been a disaster. Now, if you take a look at this, you'll notice it's still not the color of a typical black tea. It's very, very light. You have tinges of orange. You have a little bit of red around the top. You even have a little bit of green. I don't know if it's coming through the internet, but right along the sides, I'm seeing like little tones of green. And that's indicative of of a lightly oxidized tea. This is really close to probably more to an oolong than a black tea. They probably rode that. They probably rode that line just a little bit, and maybe like they did it at exactly 80%. Because that's the only way that you can really categorize a black tea. So I will also want to point out the look of these leaves. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see it very clearly. It's kind of hard. It's a little bit blurry. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be a little bit blurry. But it looks like these were kind of crinkled and twisted a little bit. Teresa, welcome. It was kind of crinkled and twisted a little bit, but the leaves, you'll notice themselves, are very long. So that actually contributes to the steeping instructions. The longer the leaf, the more it can take. Just like if you chopped ice and you put it all in a bowl, it'll probably melt a lot faster than having that same amount of ice in cubes. And definitely if you have that same amount of ice all frozen together. The size of each chunk contributes to the flavor or the properties of that matter. So keeping with the ice example, it's going to take a lot longer because it's all frozen together versus clumped together versus itty bitty pieces. Was it? I'm going to go math on you. Is that a threat? Like, I am going to go math on you. Okay, bring it. Give me all you got. It's actually because of the surface area. Okay, so a little bit of physics, a little bit, yeah. I can dig it. It's because the surface area, as it's united, takes a lot longer to melt, simply because it's keeping itself cold. There's no air in between that the air can get to, so that it melts it in different places. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. But I mean, I'm sure there's a more elegant way to explain it. But you know, I mean, it's the same general sense goes with these leaves. Like, the more surface area you get, the stronger the flavor is going to be, versus like shorter leaves. A lot of it's going to burn. It's going to burn faster than it should. Why are you giving me that face? Am I wrong? Just saying. So I'm going to show you guys. Oh no, I'm not wrong. See, I never get tired of hearing that. So after it's steeped, you're going to see bigger leaves. You see the difference between the tiny, skinny, twig-like shape versus what it becomes after it's wet, because the leaf opens up. It's just cute how I explained it, if you say so. I never thought explanations could be cute, but whatever. So I'm going to pull out a couple pieces, some nice examples. I'm looking for a big leaf. I only have like the shorter ones. There, this one is. No, that one's just a. That one's just the stem. Dag nabbit. I'm looking for a good leaf. You know what? I'll just go for a medium cut leaf. I don't know why. I'm only getting I'm only pulling out the bad ones, but you'll see on an individual basis, the leaves themselves open up quite a bit. It went from this tiny, squiggly little line thing to this beauty right here that opens up, released its flavor, and gave up the ghost, so to speak. But you see how it unleashed the flavor and exposed the leaf to the water and not symbiosis. What's the word? The it's another S word. I'm drawing a blank, but the water seeps through the leaves, pulling out the flavor, and you get a nice a nice blend out of it. Okay, now that it's starting to cool off, I can taste it a little bit better, and I'm getting like more of a light earthy tone than what it was before. Before, it was like oat, it was wood, it was what's the word? It was earthy, but now it's like the earthiness kind of intensified a little bit, probably because the tea is starting to settle, and you're getting a stronger flavor. It's still light for a black tea, but it's stronger than it was a couple minutes ago. And for those who like the stronger teas, if you sit and wait a little bit, not just for it to cool, but for it to settle and get stronger, you'll get a nice earthier flavor. It's still, I think the astringency is coming out a little bit more now. Again, I take full blame for this because I didn't read the instructions like I should. But I mean, live and learn, because you never know everything about tea, and once you think you do, it surprises you. Well, okay, before I take my next sip, I'm going to do the Thomas taste, because I mean, like I've been talking so much. I'm going to do the Thomas taste. Okay, ready? Yeah, that strength is still there, but as I breathe out through the nose, I get a nice, I get a reprise of that original flavor. Ralph, welcome. The beer looks great. Yes, it's tea. No, this is actually, it's actually really good. I think you'd probably like this tea because it's not too tea-like. It's a lighter flavor. This is a master's tea, so it's a one of the exclusive collection. It's really, really good. This is what I would present to somebody who, one, really knows how to appreciate a tea, and two, understands the complexity of these blends. This is just a straight up leaf, but from the way that it was processed and oxidized, a couple minutes can make a difference. I mean, just in just as I mentioned before that I oversteeped this, that couple of minutes made a huge difference. Had I done it for 2 minutes, it would have been perfect. Unfortunately, I did not think to do that, so whatever. But live and learn. I mean, I'm not regretting it because this is still like it's a forgivable sin, at least to my palate. I'm used to bitter teas. I've built up quite a bit of a tolerance because you cannot become a tea taster, tea sommelier, without drinking bitter tea once in a while. Thankfully, it hasn't happened too much. But, I mean, when it happens, you build that tolerance and you just accept it for what it is. And what I really enjoy about oversteeped tea is the fact that while other people are just going, bah, I can just be like, okay, it's like, it's more acceptable. And, that's a good thing. Hey, Pops, welcome. The bitter tea becomes something that you can accept And you know what I mean? It's just your lot in life, you know. Uh, was that that's you? You go back at the oversteep tea. Oh, I know. We had that iced, was it iced mango with the blueberries in it, and yeah, you couldn't finish it. I was able to, you know. It was, I mean, tolerance. That's how it should be. But it just takes practice. It just takes um, discipline. And you know, once you've had matcha, and once you've had that matcha shot, then you know you have a tolerance. Oh yes, that is so good. And this is like I'm getting a nice aroma too as I drink it. Like it kind of goes up the sides of my mouth for some reason. Um, and as I breathe in, it kind of repeats the flavor here and there. It's really nice. It's really smooth too. I'm definitely impressed. Mm. I'm, yeah, this is really good. Sorry, I just needed a moment to like really just enjoy it for myself, because I know that I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to be able to do it very often. So I'm now going to open up the floor. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about. Now is the time. I will, as I always do, answer the Teresa question. What would I pair this with? Being that this is a lighter than usual black tea, um, I would probably go with something moderately heavy tasting but not overpowering. If I were to do a beef per se, it would probably be more on the side of hamburger than steak. You know, because you don't need that 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 powerful kick that a steak would require, so that they can basically vie for your attention while you're eating and drinking. In this case, I would probably go with a roasted chicken. Get a nice little what's the word, rotisserie. Get a rotisserie blend, a rotisserie chicken with something that's smoky but still tastes light. I think that would pair well with maybe some vegetables. Um, Probably if I were to do a dessert, I would keep it. If I were to do a dessert, ah, because I don't want to go too sweet either. I mean, not that sweetness would be a bad thing with this, because you can always sweeten your tea. But in this case, I think I would pair this alongside a maybe something with wheat in it, like maybe crackers. I think wheat crackers might do pretty well. I had a cracker actually. What was a pumpernickel? Was it? I want to say it was a really dark. It was a uh, 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 really dark cracker. I Yeah, I think it was pumpernickel, but I could be wrong. Actually, this might be good now that I think about it, with a nice bitter cheese. You know, you get like a. That's one thing I should do one of these days, like a pairing of cheese and teas. Hey, I think I just had a little bit of a breakthrough there. Cheese and teas. I'm gonna work on that. Cheese and teas. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. I just got lost in thought for a minute there. All right, questions, comments, anything you want to know, now's the time. Um, Let me see, announcements. I do have some announcements. Um, I have been going back and forth debating whether or not I wanted to have a tea party tomorrow. Um, I don't think I will. I don't think I will. I could use a break. Um, it's been a very busy few months, packed with a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to go into. But yeah, it's. I think I could use a break, and I'm going to take my break tomorrow. So yeah, unfortunately, sorry guys for everybody that's been asking if we're having a tea party this weekend. Sorry, I'm officially giving the answer. Not this time, but I will within 2 weeks. I want to say not this week, not the following week, but the week after should do it, or the week or the third week. I don't know, because like I want to enjoy at least the last of this weather. Colleen, welcome. I want to enjoy the last of the weather because fall is coming, and I don't know how long. Chicago flips a switch, really. One day it's like 60s, the next day, click, it's like 20 below. I don't want to miss out on that. I want to live my life a little bit. So yeah, I think the next tea party will be in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. We'll see. And I know you guys love them. I do too. What else? What else? The International Tea Festival is still coming up. And I want you guys to seriously consider signing up because this is a great opportunity. There's going to be booths, there's going to be classes, there's going to be not prizes, loot bags. I think the loot bags might be done for. I don't know. I've been hearing rumors, but I haven't read anything myself. So if the tickets are on sale, then I say go for it because the loot bags are definitely worth it. Otherwise, I mean, you get free access as well. Like there is a free ticket, and if you do want to sign up, do it. I highly encourage you guys. I went last year while it was in person, and I had such an incredible time. I was so mad that I didn't buy a weekend ticket because honestly, that's where it should have led. Oh, it's so good. Okay, questions, comments, anything you want to know, now's the time. Just throw it at me. I think the as this cools down, the astringency is getting a little bit stronger. And I'm still taking full credit for that, or full blame, no matter depending on how you see it. But even still, it's not an overpowering bitterness. It's getting stronger for sure, but it's still palpable. Like I can still drink it easily without being too internally grossed out. When this happens, when I drink oversteeped teas, I do have the ability to suppress a lot of what I'm tasting. As a sign of respect to the tea, but also as a sign of respect to the person who served it. Whether or not it's me to myself, that's a different story. But normally when I prepare tea, I'm very aware of how it should be, and if it's bad tea, I just accept it. It's going to happen from time to time. But luckily, I'm at the point where it doesn't happen very often. So yes, I have paid my dues. I've learned my lessons, and now I'm doing pretty good. Oh, that's interesting. Jazzy, welcome. You came in while I was looking down. But I just had an interesting little flavor. It kind of popped. It's a little bit of copper, a little bit of an airy, light liquidy, almost like water, but it just kind of sat for a minute as I swallowed. And I think that was a really good aerated slurp. And that's the difference. When you drink a tea to appreciate it, you slurp. I always tell you guys that. And I think that was a really nice slurp that really helped me clean my palate. And it got some notes out there that weren't there before. So awesome. And it's always a it's always a bit of a challenge to get a good slurp without choking. I think that is the sign of a good. Oh yeah, you're very sneaky. You have the best timing ever. But that's a sign of practice. You know, like when I drink tea, a lot of the time I'm drinking at work, so I can't do a loud slurp because I'm gonna either gross out the people around me or whatever. But when I drink at home, I can slurp as loud as I need to, and you know that it does help a lot. And when I'm with you guys, of course, I have no shame when I'm with you guys. That was an exaggerated one, but like the more exaggerated, the better sometimes. Oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out and finish my tea. Thank you guys for joining me once again. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys every week. And next week I will have another Master's tea for you. I don't know which one, but I have a feeling I know. All right, so until next time, have a great weekend, a wonderful week, a great holiday, because for a lot of people, this is a 3-day weekend, and you need to enjoy it because it's not going to stay warm forever. So take care, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.